On my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? Happy Hump Day. Greetings and salutations. It's your boy Reckless Raidinaire, and we are back at it again with another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. We're going to have some conversation. The market's red. I'm sure you guys are waiting to hear from me. Oh, portfolio's down. Absolutely. But there's a silver lining, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. Before we do that, I want to make sure you guys hit that like button on the way in. If you have been here more than twice, I want to invite you to go ahead and touch that subscribe button down there at the bottom of the screen. I would also invite you to drag the cursor over to your right, hit that bell notification, and make sure to click all on. I promise not to flood your feed. Now, obviously, this being the first week of the month, you guys have seen the financial numbers have come in. You guys have seen the Schwab account with receipts. And now we're getting into Hump Day, where we're going to talk about crypto. It's Crypto Bag Talk on Hump Day. If you're not having the week that you want, we're only halfway through it. You can reframe and change that trajectory. Last but not least, I want to ask a favor of those of you both in the Wolfpack and not in the Wolfpack, because we got to grow this channel. Share the video. Make sure to share the video. If you like it, somebody else is going to like it, and it'll probably stir up some conversation, and you might have some people reach out to you that you didn't know were on the same path that you were on, and you might make a new financial friend. Financial friends are the best friends. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to go ahead and pull to the screen. So at time of recording, obviously, this is Tuesday evening, late evening. I was talking on the phone a little bit longer than I wanted to, but here we are. And first and foremost, let's give a shout out to CoinGecko for this wealth of information. We draw content from here. Great place. I track my crypto portfolios over here. Kind of lets me know what I'm doing. Gives me a little bit of heads up in the crypto sphere, if you would. I get a lot of information coming from here. At time of recording, we have Bitcoin at $113,937, down 0.9% in the last 24 hours, down 3.3% in the last 7 days. Bitcoin dominance is at 59.9%. Ethereum dominance sitting strong at 11.5%. Gas fees on Ethereum are currently at 0.278 Gwei. Moving along. Top 3 trending coins. We have at number 1, Notcoin. At number 2, Mantra. And last but not least, at number 3, Dogs. Jumping on over into the top gainers and losers. Oh, it's looking like we're going to have a little bit of fun. Oh, I got a micro machine myself. There we go. I'm not a narcissist. I can get down here in the corner. This ain't about me. This is about the numbers and the coins. Getting back to it. So looking at the screen here, we got our top 5 gainers and losers. We're going to start off with the gainers. We always start off with the gainers. I like to start off with the winners, because if you're not first, you're last. Okay. So first and foremost, I hope that everybody gets an opportunity to have their coin on this list. It is a great feeling, and I hope that you are winning at maximum value when you show up here. At number 1, we have at rank 393, MYX Finance, and they have had a gain of 156.6% in the last 24 hours. Goodness, somebody got a good win off this. That's awesome. At number 2, we have at rank 663, we have GX Chain with a gain of 67.5%. At number 3, we have at rank 786, Imogen Network with a gain of 62.3% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 391, Troll with a gain of 49.9% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, at number 5, we have at rank 821, Bucky with a gain of 35.5% in the last 24 hours. Moving on to the top 5 losers. Now, I'm hoping that none of you show up on this list, but should you end up on this list, I hope that it's a coin that you were looking at that is giving you an opportunity to start an entry position. If it's a coin that you're already in, I'm hoping that if you're on this list, it is offering you a tasty opportunity to dollar cost average a little bit more. Starting off at number 1 on the top 5 losers, we have it ranked 320. Succinct, with a loss of 28.3% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, we have at rank 310, Useless Coin, with a loss of 25% even in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 722, Mori Coin, with a loss of 23.1% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 413, Nero on ETH, with a loss of 22.6% in the last 24 hours. And rounding out the list, last but not least, which actually it should be higher on the list, but live updates, it is what it is. At rank 634, we have Graphite Protocol with a loss of 24.6% in the last 24 hours. Moving over to the bull run portfolio, we got 2 portfolios to talk about. Oh, gosh. Work stuff in the eye. Oh, that's a piece of metal. That's awesome. When you work in construction, you get metal in your eyes sometimes. Like, that's just how life works, I guess. First and foremost, we're going to start off with the bull run portfolio. Then we'll jump over to the Bitcoin standard portfolio. And we're looking at the bull run portfolio. We are down 3.4% on the day, which sucks, which brings us to a total of, we're back in the 20s. We're down 22% again. This portfolio this is just how we're living, I'm thinking, at this point. This is just how we live. We're going to run through the holdings, have a conversation about what we got going on. At number 1, we have Solana, SOL. At number 2, we have Ethereum, ETH. At number 3, we have Thorwallet, DEX, TGT. At number 4, we have Aave, AAVE. At number 5, we have Jupiter Perpetual Liquidity Provider Token, always a mouthful, JLP. At number 6, we have Superverse, SUPER. At number 7, we have Radium, RAY. At number 8, we have Injective, INJ. At number 9, we have Akash Network, AKT. And last but not least, at number 10, rounding out the list, we have Avalanche, AVAX. Now, moves that we're making. We have done the transition. If you are on Thorwallet DEX, if you are in position on TGT and have that staked like I do, just so you know, they are transitioning us over into another token, which is Titan, which is going to be their infrastructural token on the network. They have removed staking. Actually, if you still have TGT staked, the interest rate has gone negative so that you unstake. They're incentivizing you to unstake. If you are not unstaked, you are actively losing tokens. The tokens are going the other direction now. So that they can facilitate the Titan transfer. Things I like about it, we'll see how it goes. I don't really have an opinion yet. The new position currently Titan staked is at 70%, so it's generating income again, which is good. That was the complaint that we were having last week about the position when I was like, hey, I might have to get rid of some of this. Now we can ride it out a little bit longer, didn't really cost me too much anything. We just converted our Thor position that we're over on. It's a new token. It's not on CoinGecko yet, which kind of sucks. Also, it's a transition. It's just something you have to do every once in a while. That's the reason I say check your farms, check your stakes. You always got to check stuff in DeFi, which is the reason that instead of focusing on trying to make money in the DeFi ecosystem, I am now just, I guess, quote unquote, going legit, like as legit as it can get. and going over to the high yield space because I don't have to check these positions weekly or worry about them going away. So, little updating that we have to do. Eventually, this will get switched out with the Titan token once they get it on CoinGecko. I'll update my holdings or whatnot. But we did that. We got the liquid staked Aave, which is cool. We're sitting there good with that. We've got our Jupiter Perpetual Liquidity Provider token position over on Solana. We've got a whole lot of Solana derivatives and stuff staked on Solana. We got a little bit staked on the Tindermint ecosystem, which is Cosmos. Every time we do our DeFi cash out, we get a little bit more radium. So that's trickling in. Yeah, and the portfolio's taking a beating. So we're going to have a conversation. But I got another portfolio to show you, though. We got to do the Bitcoin Standard. So where are we sitting at the Bitcoin Standard? Bitcoin Standard, we're up 35.2%. Obviously, we're down a little bit on the day. Got a total of $405.59, roughly thereabouts, sitting over on strike. And, buying over 100,000, fine about it. We're going to keep buying. Obviously, we've got to get a lot more Bitcoin. But one of the things that we have done is de-risking our leverage. We're taking 10% every time we pull from a debt tool or a leverage tool to jump into this ecosystem, if you would. We're taking 10% of that to go into our Bitcoin holdings. So that is kind of helping boost this a little bit. We have a little stipend that comes off the check every week, as I've stated previously. But while we're moving this stuff around, that's kind of what we're doing. Trying to acquire as much Bitcoin as possible, because this will actually become a leverage tool once we get to the metric where we can start borrowing against it over on strike. And I'm just hoping that grand total comes down so that I can meet them at a certain point, so that I can start utilizing the platform fully as opposed to just holding Bitcoin over there. But, it is what it is. Let's, since we're talking about Bitcoin, let's go ahead and pull this up on the screen for this end part of the conversation for the portfolio update. So this is quick, succinct, and to the point. BlackRock has dumped a lot of Bitcoin, like a lot. Apparently, everybody was reeling on Monday and exiting positions. This is a bunch of retail. It's retail that runs out of position. So it's all the people who are like, oh, I'm going to buy the Bitcoin ETF. This sounds like a great idea. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm exposed to Bitcoin. And then as soon as the price goes down, or they hear some bad news, or the president moves a ship off the coast of a country, then they sell everything that's actually worth anything. And it doesn't make sense to me, but that's apparently what people do. And you know what's funny? We only dropped $3,000 in price. And I'm pretty sure as the Bitcoin treasuries buy your positions, because now that you've forced BlackRock to let go of all that Bitcoin, it's got to go somewhere. I'm going to get a little piece of it, but Michael Saylor, he's probably about to get a big chunk of it. Metaplanet, they're probably about to get a big chunk of it. Similar Scientific, they're probably getting a big chunk of it. 21 Capital, most likely getting some more Bitcoin. Supposedly, maybe, allegedly. Anthony Pompliano, his SPAC, probably buying some Bitcoin right now. The price held. Normally when we get like a massive dump like what BlackRock has facilitated, that would be facilitating a 70%, 50% drawback. We're not seeing those drawbacks. What we're seeing is those positions are just changing hands. Now, BlackRock doesn't lose anything off this because they get paid off the fees either way. It's the retail that sold, forcing BlackRock to sell, that are losing something. And what they're losing is future buying power, because they sold and got dollars. They didn't sell and get Bitcoin. They sold and got dollars, which are being debased actively. So, if you don't know about money, and if you're not familiar or aware of what's going on with our financial system, you're not going to be positioned to understand what Bitcoin's actually offering outside a number go up. And a lot of people just aren't understanding that. And them not understanding that is why, as this wealth transfer happens, they're going to be on the wrong side of it. And then they're going to complain about that. But everything boils down to choices. So hopefully, after we bounce back up, all the people who are speculating where the bottom is, good luck with that. But as we bounce back up, you learn by getting your hand slapped a few times, like, oh, I thought I was going to be doing some moving and shaking, and then the price just went up and I ended up having to buy back in at a worse position. Or if you're lucky, where you sold at. Like, if you can get back in and break even, more power to you. But like, most of you will be buying in above 116. Like, and it would be like, oh, it's on the way back up now. And you're in a worse position. You have less Bitcoin, and the rest will be history. But I think it's really interesting, and something that bears talking about and mentioning, that, massive dump from the largest institution, the 500-pound gorilla. And we only dropped, 3% in the last 7 days. And that's, showing that there is a level in there where these companies, these institutions, and those of us who are smart, because I just dollar cost average. I'm not going to say that I'm super smart, but when we are sitting here with these positions like this, I'm simply just dollar cost averaging it. So I get a buy-in guaranteed next week, and I actually owe myself a little bit to pull over. A little bit to pull over to buy some Bitcoin. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be catching this dip also, but we'll be catching the run up too, and we'll be buying on the run up also. I think that's where we're gonna close this one out, because that's basically all I gotta say is just make better decisions, people. We gotta start thinking logically. It's like everybody's just chasing yield, and Bitcoin should be the hurdle rate for you. If you are watching this channel, it should be converting itself into the hurdle rate. We're not trying to beat the S&P 500. We are trying to beat Bitcoin. So you either need to outpace Bitcoin, or you need to be producing high levels of income. And the spoiler is, there's actually no outpacing Bitcoin, because everything's going down in value against Bitcoin if you value it in Bitcoin. So it makes a lot of stuff really simple. It's like, fix your income problem, buy Bitcoin. That simple. Or another one is, because I don't like selling Bitcoin, is Bitcoin treasuries. I like MicroStrategy. I like 21 Capital. I like Metaplanet. Anthony Pompliano's, I can't remember the name of it, but I like his SPAC. And it's because those are Bitcoin related products that I would be willing to sell. That's kind of the be all end all of that for me. Is selling off physical Bitcoin hurts, in my opinion. It hurts me in my soul, and I don't like it. So we have to have that intermediary buffer where if I needed to, I'd sell that first. And yeah, we're going to leave it at that. So I hope you guys got a lot of value out of the video. I don't want to rant too long today. The first week of the month is a long week. We've got a lot of stuff to record, a lot of things to talk about, but that was what I wanted to say. So on the way out, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't yet. If you haven't subscribed, I want to formally invite you to join the Wolf Pack. There's plenty of room. We don't bite much, and we're not trying to get rich by ourselves. Also, don't forget to hit the bell notification should you decide to subscribe, so that way you can get notified when I drop these videos. And lastly, if you got value out of this, share the video, because there's probably somebody in your circle, in your ecosystem, that would also get value out of this. Again, not trying to get rich by ourselves. Till next week, this has been another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and I am out.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't play, man, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.